I took a very unconventional path. Once I joined HCL, I moved within 9 months. So that means that I was working, and from day one I was preparing for my next role. And I had to grow a lot because the gap was huge. I was not ready for an Adobe kind of a culture or like intensity right out of college, because my competence level was not high. So that window, I really invested and improved my competence to join Adobe, which I think is one of the best decisions that I made, because the compounding effect of that, compounding effect of your early decisions is much more than any decision that I make today will have far lesser compounding effect than that decision that I made further, right? But any decision that I make today will have much more compounding effect than the decision that I make 5 years from now. So that is one realization there, right? So few things here. So I'm switching from here to here. So I had a high level picture that I want to go to US. I want to be in US. So if I put myself back here, the deliberate part was I wanted to be in a top tier product company. I want to go to US. These were my rough North Stars. I hadn't laid out exactly how I'll do that. And I didn't want to go to do a master's in US, partly because I couldn't afford to do it, because I had to support my family. And also I didn't feel the value of like 2 years spending so much money when there is a small path, where is an L1 visa path, which not many people take. The default is to do a master's here, right? Yeah. So yeah, very thought-provoking question. So I'd say like I had North Star high level ideas without clear path on how to get there. And I just figured out on the way how to get there. Thanks for that question. Okay. Aditya, what was this reaction around? Oh my God, that's too real on the Slack.
The point around LinkedIn envy.
LinkedIn envy.
It's been too real for me, especially since 2020, like post-pandemic. That's been a big, yeah.
How many resonate with that? How many are actively fighting that?
Very much.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to fight that. Even though I have made some bold moves, it gets to me sometimes. So it's hard. You have to consciously fight for it. Swati, did you have any point to it?
Yeah, I think, Krishna, doing is one thing, projecting is another thing. A lot of us do, but sometimes we are not great at expressing our accomplishments. We just pass it off as responsibilities. I think that is where the envy stems from.
I agree.
I mean,
Optics.
There are a lot of people who consciously work on their LinkedIn profiles, like every day, 2 or 3 sentences over here, the vocabulary. I just realized vocabulary makes a lot of difference. I drove this versus I did this.
Yeah. I was part of a team versus I drove this, right? World of difference. You could have done the exact same thing. How you project optics. I think optics is one of the underappreciated thing. People feel it is politics to do optics. It's not. You have to project your best self, because if you don't, you are competing with people who are projecting their best self.